Hello, this is Aus Yahya, and we are going to speak about the Institute Outlook mail. So, what we mean by Institute Outlook mail is the email that we get when we join an institute. So basically, we have our private emails, which usually end by yahoo.com or gmail.com or maybe outlook.com, hotmail, etc. But when we join an organization, we might get an email which is related to that organization, so we can use it for our professional communication. So basically, whether you are a student or you are a member of an organization, a member of let's say a public job or something like that, you might get an email from the HR which says that you should use it for the work related to that organization. In my examples, I'm going to focus at the university emails, but they can be applied to all the other types of emails. So let's begin. To begin, we need to speak about the interface of Outlook. So basically, if you get your email from Microsoft, if the organization provides your email which is related to Microsoft services, we are going to use the Outlook client, which is also related to Microsoft. So this video is about Outlook as well, from the title. So we will go and open our client. We will go and visit outlook.com or office365.com, and we will see this interface once we enter our credentials. So we should have our credentials provided from the HR or from the student affair. Once we have the program, it will be open like that with some slight differences. For example, I have set this background, the blue one, because I like it. If you don't like this one, you can click at the settings and you will have multiple options in here, and you can select one of them and the effect will be applied afterwards. So this is mine because I'm like, let's say I like this color, but you can change it up to your preferences. Furthermore, you will have this area where it will show you the email body or the email content. So once you click at any email, you will see it in here, and you have this area which will show you the options that you have in terms of the inbox and other options, and you have the upper area which gives you some quick actions that you can take. For example, I can delete this message, archive it, or throw it to junk. And this upper side will give us an access to other services made by Outlook, and the search bar, which we can search the email with, and the OneNote and calendar and other things. So basically, this is the interface that we are going to deal with. If you are using the mobile, you will find it in a different way, but all the options are there. So you'll find all the options, but oriented in a different way. Now, secondly, I will speak about the email body. So if you are very fresh with using this service, you need to know the email body and how you can write your first email. So once we want to, let's say, compose an email, we will click at this new email, and this interface will appear to us. The interface is consisted of these fields that we need to fill along with this area. So to means to which person we would like to address this email. So basically, we will start writing the email if we already know it, or we can, let's say, copy and paste the email, or if you are working in an institute which has made let's say a directory of the emails, or let's say not phone book, email book or something like that, you can basically write the name of that person and the email will appear to you. In case of university emails, mostly the name of lecturers will be assigned to the to option. So if I write my name, of course my email will appear first from the directory of that institute, of my institute. So after we select this, we have this CC option. I will not speak about it now. We have the subject bar. So this subject bar should reflect the reason that you are writing this email, why you have this email sent to that person. So it should be brief, it should be abstract, and it should be right on point. So you write the title. It's like you are writing a story or a book and you would like to give that book a title. So in here we write only like maximum, let's say 3 to 5 words, no more than that. You don't write long subject lines. Okay, and then afterwards we have this area. This is the body of the email. In here you write all the information that you would like to give, all the questions that you would like to ask, and all the things that you would like to clarify. Okay, so basically we have the tool, we have the subject line, and we have the body of the email. These are the, let's say, the areas of any email. And if you have received an email, for example this email, you would see that the email is having the to me, and this is the title of the email, physical courses, and these are the content of the email. So as you can see, the title is only 2 words, and right from outside of my client, my email client, I can know what is the theme of this email. Okay, so this is the body of the email. Now we will speak about another component, which is the signature of your email. And so the signature is usually some text that you put, which will be attached to every email that you have or you send. So previously, or in the old times when they were writing, or even in official papers now, if you check any official paper, you will see that at the bottom or at the footer of that paper, you will see some written text which identify the position of that person, or identify the let's say the date, not the date, the date will have a different section, but the position and some statements related to that position or that let's say post. But in our Outlook, we have also the option to put a signature that will identify who we are, because since we are part of an organization, this means that this organization is having multiple positions, multiple departments, multiple titles. So for example, if I try to compose any email, you will see that I didn't start to write anything, but I have a text in here which starts with best, then my name, then my position, and the address of my institution. So now if I send an email to a university in Germany, I need to write that this is my position in my email, and I need to attach the address. So if I write 10 emails per day, I need to write these things 10 times. This is not like helpful, okay, not practical. So I have them as my signature. So even if I say like greetings, even if my message as simple as that, you'll see that I have all the things attached to here. So if I send this email to you now, you would know that I'm an assistant lecturer in this university. I'm part of the International Relations Office team. This is my faculty. This is my office. And if you would like to visit the university, this is the university location. And this is the, let's say, the website of the university. So now that you know what's the meaning of the signature, let's see where we can edit this option, where we can create our signature. So we go to the tools, then we go to view all Outlook settings. Then from here, we go to the compose and reply. Then the first option is the email signature. You will write it just like a normal email. You will write whatever you want. So in here, I can delete, I can add. Okay. My advice for you is to follow this structure if you are part of an organization. But if you are a student, my advice for you is to write your name will be already written in the, let's say, the email itself. But you can write it again in an official way, the same passport email, and you can attach with it your faculty, your department, and your student number. Okay, this must be clear, because sometimes if you are emailing a lecturer with like 100 students and saying please check my mark, he wouldn't know which department are you, which how to access you in the system. So you are advised to write your name, your department, your faculty, your department, and your student number. And you can write whatever, like etc. that you want. And this is a tip, a pro tip that you could use. You can write the ending or the closer of your email as well. So every time you write an email, you need to close it with something like best regard, hopefully I will hear from you soon, or let's say best wishes, or my regards. So you can write this as part of your signature. Once you finish your signature, you click save, and once you save it, whenever you write an email, it will be, let's say, attached to your email, I mean the signature. So as you can see, I did not write this best. Whenever I write an email, it will be attached as best, which is best wishes, and my signature. Now, be careful of one thing. Your signature for the PC client, let's say the Outlook in your computer or laptop, is different from the signature which is in your mobile. So from your mobile, usually the signature is sent from iOS, sent from Android, sent from Huawei, whatever the default signature is. So my advice for you is, when you start working on your signature in your computer, start working on your mobile as well. So you can copy this and you can paste it to your mobile signature as well. So when you send an email from your mobile, it will not be an issue. Now we will speak about CC and BCC. I'm sorry, I have a typo. So it's CC and BCC. The CC part is a way to send your email to another person in the same, to include another person in the same conversation. For example, I have written an email to Aus Yahya, and I would like another person to be included in that email as well. Let's say Karwan is included in that let's say email as well. So this is a carbon copy. Carbon copy means that whatever I send in here, it will reach these two persons. But you would ask why I did not put Karwan in the send bar. Well, I did not put Karwan in the send bar because we put people in the send bar if they are the people that are targeted directly by the email. So if I'm writing an issue which is related to a research written by Aus and Karwan, I can include them both in two. But if I'm writing an issue to Aus and I would like his manager to see this issue, I make CC to his manager. So you will address the email to the people who you want to check the email, and the CC part is for the people who you want them to be aware of this conversation. Let's say that you have visited to your manager in the morning and you spoke with him about getting some sort of an incentive, and he told you to contact the HR to get this incentive. So when you address the email to the HR, you need to put CC to the manager. So when you write, you say, I contacted the manager today and he instructed me to contact the HR to get the incentive. So in this case, when the HR department see the email and they see that the manager is in the email, it means that it is true. But if you don't put it, they need to ask the manager, is it true that you told? And this will create another cycle of conversation, which is not advised. So use CC when you want to, let's say, make other people aware of this email. Now, the BCC is yet another field. So as you can see, two CC and BCC. The BCC is usually used if you want people to be aware of the conversation without the person who get the email knowing. So if I move Karwan from CC to BCC, Else, when he gets the email, he will not know that Car1 is in this conversation. And same goes when, if you are sending an email to multiple people and you don't want these people to know each other's emails, you can put all the other people's in the BCC. So this is the difference between 2CC and BCC. Okay, now we will move to another component, which is reply all, and forward. So we need to be aware of this. Whenever we get an email and this email is having more than one person in it, so now this email is having two people. If we want to reply to this conversation, we have two options, reply and reply all. We need to be careful of which one to use. So if we use reply, we will reply only to the sender, which is Mr. Salar. If we reply all, we will reply to the sender and to the person in the CC. So if we want to clarify things from Mr. Salar before we reply the other person, Mr. Krishna, we need to reply to Mr. Salar privately by reply only. As you can see now, the 2 is Salar only. So we reply privately, then once we get the clarification, we can change it to reply all, which is this 2 arrows. So if I click reply all, now my email will have two parts. We'll have 2 and we'll have CC. Okay, so this is the difference between reply and reply all. And if we want to discard or to cancel this message, we can click add discard. Tamam? Now the third thing is forward. If we want to send this email to another person, this is not our email, we got this email. So this forward, I'm sure you are familiar with from WhatsApp, from Viber, from Messenger. You can just click forward and write the email in which you want the person to receive this email. Now we will move to the 5 don'ts that are related to the email in general. First of all, do not leave the subject line empty. So leaving the subject line empty is a taboo, is a thing that not good. You will give the indication that you are not professional. So whenever you write an email, start by writing the subject line. What do you want? I want to leave request. I want to get a leave from the job for 1 hour or 2 hours. So do not leave it empty, because when you send it without a subject, it will be titled as no subject, and this is a bad indication. And the reason why I said the first thing to do is to write a subject line, not to, because now if I try to send it by mistake, it will say to who. So sometimes by mistake, in the midway or without attaching the file, we will click send, and this will leave us with sending a wrong email. And as you can know, emails are not retrievable. You cannot undo sending an email. Once you send it, that's it. The second thing, do not write the full email in subject line. This is super wrong, and I have seen this from many students, and every time I get something like that, I feel angry and I raise question marks over the education of that student, because writing the full email in a subject line is something super wrong, and even the subject line has a limit for letters, so if you write way too long text, it will not reach appropriately. So this is the first don't. Do not leave the subject line empty, and do not write the full email in the subject line. Second, do not use informal statement. Email is not a chatting service, which means do not send an email which say, hi, how are you? And then you wait for an answer. email is a professional communication method. So you use it professionally. Because imagine before, if you want to send a mail to another country, you would write it in a very professional way, covering all the details, and you would wait maybe 2 months for it to be delivered to another country. Then you will wait 2 more months to get the reply. So imagine that when you are writing. Furthermore, do not use way too much question marks, way too much exclamation marks, and do not use smiley faces if you are addressing people in a professional manner. Third, do not send a message without reading it before sending. There's a study which said like almost over 70% of the time when you read the email before you send, you will find an error or a mistake or that you have missed something. So always read the email before sending it. Furthermore, we have do not send email too late and too early, too late in the night, too early in the morning, and always keep in mind the time zone differences, especially in the holidays. So keep that in mind, because email is professional. You shouldn't send it in late or very early manner. I have a fix for that. I will teach you in this video. Finally, do not write more than 2 paragraphs in your email. And if your email is the story of your life and you would like to write way too much, make it as a Word file and attach a Word file. Okay? These are the major things that I wanted to cover. Furthermore, you have bonus components, things that not everybody know, but when you will know it, you will feel that you are a professional Outlook user. Number 1, send later. So depending on the configurations of your organization, if you have next to the send this arrow, you are lucky. Let's say that I would like to address this leave request for my manager, and I have written everything, but my manager said do not send me emails during outside of working hours. So in this case, I will go to send later. I will click at this. I will click send later, and then I pick a time and a date. Okay, tomorrow at 9 a.m., which is the starting of office hours, sent. So now the email will be sent. If you go to the sent emails, it will appear soon in here, and you will see that, just a second. It will be a draft. So it will be a draft, and you know the draft means a text that you did not complete. So whenever you are writing an email and you don't want to complete or you close everything, it will be a draft. Now if I click at this draft, you will see this message scheduled to be sent on this and that, and I can cancel the send. So this is a very powerful tool that you can use. Furthermore, I have the delay send. And delay send is something very helpful if you are new with emailing. You go to the settings, you go to view Outlook settings, and you go to compose and reply. You go down and you will find undo send, and you set how many seconds you will have before the email is sent. So this undo send, if you set it to 10 seconds, it will give you the option to have 10 seconds before the email is sent. Let me show you. So now if I try to start a new message and I say, please view the attached CV, thank you very much. Now Outlook is smart enough to know that whenever you say attached, you need to attach a file. But let's try it. If I click, if I click send, it will say no subject. I will say yeah, send anyway. No attachment, send. Now I have sent, then I remember I did not put the CV in the email. As you can see in here, I have 10 seconds. If I click undo, the send will be cancelled. So please activate this option. 10 seconds will not harm anyone, but it will save your life if you have made a major mistake. Last thing that I want to speak about is the free office. If your organization is generous enough, they might have included the Office suite in your email. All that you have to do is you click at these dots, and from here you will have Office 365. Then from the Office 365 you will have this interface, which will give you all the services, most of the services of Microsoft Office, along with other services, your recent files, but this is not what we want. Now if you want to use it online, you can use it from here. You can click at any of the services. For example, I click at Word, and from Word I can compose a new document from the web browser. Let's say online. But what I want to speak about is this option, install Office. So you can install Office 365 free if they have included, and you will have the latest version of Microsoft Office without bothering yourself of paying money to buy the license or to use unethical, cracked products, or illegal even. So you can install it from here. You just click and then next, and you will have the latest version. It will be very smooth, very nice, and it will update frequently. That's all what I wanted to say about Microsoft Outlook or Outlook email. I hope that you got benefits from it, and I hope that you can employ it in your professional life. Wish you all the best, and see you in the next videos. Bye-bye.